So yeah, it's your boy JT, and I mean something just irks me when I see some stupid fucking people on YouTube and just, I mean, God, man. I mean, I seen Be Real TV. I seen that moron Thunderdome Boxing Talk talking like he knows what he's talking about shit he knows nothing about, talking about Floyd uses Xylocaine. Okay, so I guess I have to explain to you guys what that is and how it'll be a detriment to use that in a fucking boxing match. Okay? I mean, because I am a professional in medicine, okay? So, and lidocaine is something I use all the time. Okay? So when I hear it, it irks me to hear somebody say something so beyond stupid. Okay? So I'm going to try to keep it in layman's terms, you know, as much as I can, but it's hard, you know, because a lot of people just don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. Okay? I mean, so what do we use lidocaine for? Okay, first, what is lidocaine? First of all, the term Xylocaine is just the brand name for lidocaine, okay? Just like acetaminophen is the generic name for Tylenol. But you can go to any CVS or any pharmacy or Rite Aid or whatever, and you could just look at different drugs and get acetaminophen, and it'll be the same thing as Tylenol. It just doesn't have that name, so they basically just make these names for money purposes. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, so we use lidocaine primarily for suturing a patient, like stitches, or sometimes we use it if someone has a very, very violent cough, very, very strong cough, uncontrollable cough. You can use it to suppress like a cough or a gag reflex. You understand? I mean, a lot of people won't understand this stuff, but I just have to explain it because, you know, it's just too many lies, man. Anyway, we use it to decrease basically a gag reflex, you know, or if you're gonna do like what we call a bronchoscopy, where we stick a device down someone's trachea to remove either a foreign object, or you need to get samples of tissue or check for cells, cancerous cells, whatever. We use it for those reasons, okay? The type of drug that lidocaine is, what lidocaine does, it is what we call an anticholinergic, okay? Anti, if you look at the suffix anti, which means you're stopping something, okay? Cholinergic, which means it's gonna block a neural, like a inhibitor in our central nervous system and our peripheral nervous system. It basically blocks acetylcholine, okay, which is a neurotransmitter in all our bodies. But that's a little bit over the point. I mean, that's a little going overboard. But anyway, I'm going to try to keep this in layman's terms, okay? Bottom line, what lidocaine literally does is it constricts basically whatever it comes in contact with. But okay, we use it as a topical anesthetic, so it basically constricts blood vessels, okay? It basically cuts off the blood supply so that you don't feel anything. It numbs the area, okay? The onset is like 20 to 30 minutes, okay? But the particles of lidocaine would actually probably stay in your system, could stay up to 2 hours. All right, so basically it constricts blood vessels, and if you ingest it, okay, they're saying he injects it into his hands. Well, that's what I'm assuming they're saying. Well, that's what that moron, fucking crackhead, meth head, coke addict, Thunderdome Boxing Talk said he injects it into his hands. Okay. But even if you do it in a small dosage, it's still going to linger in your system, and it can affect your cardiac output. You know, it can slow your heart rate down. That's why some lidocaine, they put epinephrine in it so they can speed up your heart rate, you know, so it doesn't slow down too much. But anyway, man, bottom line is I just don't see the benefit of injecting lidocaine into your hands, and with a guy who has a history of hand problems, to inject that into your hands and fight a boxing match, that makes no sense at all. Because if you go into a boxing match, and I mean, some of these idiots, they say they boxed before. So I used to box when I was a kid, man, when I was, 12, 11 years old. Okay? So if I had numb hands in a boxing match, and if I had a history of breaking my hand previously, wouldn't that put me at higher risk of breaking my hands in general? I mean, it doesn't, that story it doesn't make sense. And on top of that, putting that into your system, like I said, it blocks anything, it shuts down your your peripheral nervous system. It has an effect on that. So it's going to stop your heart rate. It's going to decrease your heart rate, decrease your cardiac output, constrict your blood cells. I mean, that's why you would use it in such low dosages, okay? But even that low dosage is going to be in your system at any point, so it still can have a negative effect. So even if you put epinephrine in it, which will help speed that stuff up, which is epinephrine is not an anticholinergic. It's a cholinergic, so it promotes the usage, it promotes basically an anticholinergic constricts, a cholinergic promotes relieving and soothing muscles. So it's like the opposite effect. So that's why they mix it with that. But anyway, so even if you put epinephrine in it, it's going to increase your heart rate. So it's no matter what, it's a negative effect. So why would you inject that into your hands and then fight a boxing match, man? I don't see how logically or even medicinally that it makes any sense at all. That story just doesn't add up. To use it even at all. Only way I can logically thinking why he would use that, maybe he broke his hand before and he used it weeks prior to the fight to numb it, to get surgery on his hand, maybe, I don't know, but to just numb it and go into a boxing fight, no, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And whoever believes that is really stupid, man. Really, 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 really stupid. Because it just is really dumb, man. Because it doesn't make sense. Okay? Now, yeah, man, it irks me. That irks me, man. When I hear that, it really because it's so stupid, dude. Like, you guys, if you don't believe me, look this stuff up, man. Go look up the effects of anticholinergic drug and what is lidocaine, and look this stuff up if you don't believe me, man. You know what I mean? Look up acetylcholine and effects on your central and peripheral nervous system if you don't believe me. Okay? I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's really stupid, man. I mean, you guys are really reaching, man, and I gotta make another video on what's coming up for you fucking Pactards, man, because the end is near, man. You know, I'ma just have the TV, I'ma have the news on after the fight and just see the mass suicides that's gonna happen, man. You know, the Sean Newton suicide, you know, Corin Bread suicide, Thunderdome suicide, T Street. It's a lot of suicides gonna happen after that L is gonna happen, dude, because it is not gonna be competitive, man. You guys are a fucking joke, man. You know, after spreading all your racist hate and lies all over the internet, it's finally gonna be over for you Pactards, man. Fucking bitches. So, yeah, man, I had to give you bitches a lesson in lidocaine, man. So, you know, because it's really stupid. I don't see it, man, and that's just for real. Like, I don't see a real use for it, man. You know, so it's your boy JT, man. I'm out.